share my experience with you with this car. I am just having such a blast driving it. I have been driving it on my Velgens, which are my like street wheels, and I put it in what we have is track mode, and what it does is it holds the RPMs really high because it thinks that you're road racing, and taking these turns on the highway and just rolling through these gears, I am just having such a blast. So I just wanted to experience that with you guys. And so today what we're doing is I've been kind of driving it in this mode on purpose because it burns through a little bit more gas. So the car had a full tank of gas in it, and I've been just driving back and forth trying to get rid of it. So the car is on pump E85. I do not switch. I've heard way too many horror stories with switching between sensors. I know that a lot of people have good luck with them. I, in my experience, and everybody that I know, do not. So I do not switch between 93 and E85. I am straight E85 at all times. So I had pump E85 in the car, and I've been driving it around, and I actually was sponsored by E90 Fuel, and the owner said that we could literally just update the tune and be able to push the car a little bit harder because of the capability of the fuel. So I'm really excited to put that in here. We had it in for a tiny bit just to kind of drive around, and I can tell a total difference just by driving it, and that was with no update to the tune. It smells differently. The shifts were so hard and so crisp, and just totally a difference, night and day noticeable. So I'm really excited to throw this thing on the dyno. My dad said if he can see that it holds it, he'll touch up the tune and hopefully gain a little extra horsepower just from some fuel. So updates. The fuel will be updated. At some point I'm going to be dropping down the pulley again instead of switching to 10 rib. I know, I get it. I'm going to be switching 10 rib at some point, but I want you guys to drop a comment. Guess what you think the next size pulley is going to be. So I'm going to be actually going smaller. So remember that and make an educated guess on what size. The reason that I was able to talk my dad into it is because we are no longer the fastest 6 rib, 18. So I kind of give him a really hard time, and he's like, all right, fine, we will drop it down and push your car a little harder. I already have a big old dent in the hood, so I figured if there's any belt slippage, it'll just go right through the hood. Hopefully I have a new hood coming out. Cervini's has been talking about launching a new hood, and it's supposed to be smaller than their 4-inch. So I'm really excited to see it. So. So, Dad, why is it efficient to run on my street wheels and not do the dyno on my Mickeys?
The main reason is that we've learned over time is that drag radials end up being typically heavier than factory tires, sometimes heavier, mostly stickier, and they just create more friction on the rollers, and they tend to drag down horsepower. Most of the drag radials, unfortunately, are wobbly on the dyno, which sometimes can show on the graph. But the main thing is that the dyno is tough on drag radials. I don't know the real technical reasons why, but we tend to see that they get kind of, for lack of better words, almost like serrated or softened after some runs on the dyno. But the main thing is they lose power. Regular tires are harder. We run them anywhere from 28 to 40 psi, depending on the car. But we try to avoid drag radials mostly because it makes a lot of cars' numbers not look good. We've got fluctuations where a guy will make, let's say, a typical car with a blower, Coyote, Hellcat, something, I don't know, 550 to 650 rear wheel. They come back a few weeks later and maybe they have a drag radial installed on the car now or something, and the numbers are lower, or they were expecting a certain number and it's off 10, 20, 30. We're finding that drag radials are responsible for that, mostly because they're fatter, stickier, softer, sidewall softer, so they tend to absorb power and they tend to get eaten up more on the dyno, so we try not to use them any longer if we can avoid it.
Okay. Thank you guys for checking out the video. I wanted to go over some numbers because there was a lot of information in this video with kind of a little explanation. So basically the car made 901 to the tire and it made 688 torque. So the car was cold start. So what we did was, and when it was on that, it was E85 and E98 blend. So basically it made 105 octane. So the cool thing about Ignite is we know that the consistency is always going to be there because it came from a barrel. So we drove the car to the shop, as you saw in the beginning, and it was hot. We threw it right on the dyno and it ended up making, as a baseline, 904 with 701 foot-pounds of torque. So it doesn't really sound like it added much, but my dad was confident in the blend because it came from a barrel, so we knew that there was no issues and no problems with it. It was pure E90. The car then, with 2 degrees to timing added to it, ended up picking up 24 horsepower, so 925. It ended up with torque at 710 torque. That word, torque. I have such a problem with that word. So it did end up picking up a great amount and we're really happy about it. We didn't even really have to touch a ton of the tune. We just added, like I said, the 2 degrees of timing. So we're going to the track tomorrow actually, which would be video showing tonight. My dad and I are going to go to the track and see if we can kind of pick up any track gains. A lot of people are really worried about what their dyno sheet says. I could care less as long as the car is performing at the track. That's all I care about. So I'm really excited to hit the track. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit cooler. The beginning half of this week has been like lower 70s. So when I ran the 938, it was about 80 degrees out. So if the DA is a little bit lower tomorrow and the temperature is a little bit cooler, so boost weather, I might get lucky and get a little bit lower 9. So that's what I'm shooting for. And I wanted to show you guys too, I ended up selling my stock interior, and that's one thing I wanted to go into. But I wanted to go over really quick. A cage is coming, parachute's coming, a full suit for me is coming. It's just been a really hectic time of year to be able to have the car down to do all those things. And I know we're going off of NHRA rules. The car needed a cage, car needs a chute. I know all those things are needed. So I just want to let you know that it is 100% coming, but it's probably not going to be until like November-ish time because Brian and I are remodeling and we're trying to get our house sold. So house stuff has to take priority. I know it sounds goofy with my safety, but I know it's happening. Just know that it's happening 100%. So I just wanted to let you know that I sold my stock interior. So that's what you're going to see at the end of me talking. My rear seat delete should be in a couple days. So I'm going to show you guys putting that in. I decided to sell the stock interior, one, because it was red and I knew it would do well, and two, I knew once a cage went into it, the stock interior is never going to go back in. So took the seat out a couple of weeks ago, or took the rears out a couple weeks ago, and you'll see the rest of that and the progression of everything going on. So a few cool videos coming up, getting back to the track finally. I've been asked about what events we'll be going to the rest of the year. So at the end of September, 100% we're going to be going to NMRA Bowling Green. And then we're supposed to go to Slammed Enough Gatlinburg. I know, don't laugh, I do like car shows, but I did just start a new job, so I have to kind of evaluate my vacation time for the rest of the year. But 100% I will be at SEMA, and that's for work, so I'll have to let you know where my booth is going to be. And 100% I will be at Mod Nationals. So those are the next 3 events, and and PRI. So that spreads like the next couple months. So October will be a tiny bit of a break, but our weather's awesome here for racing, so probably get a lot of seat time at home, which is nice because it's been a while. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys have any suggestions for anything new, let me know. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. I appreciate it. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a good night.